This week, a Nintendo cartridge that features one of the coolest Disney Easter eggs you've ever seen, and it has absolutely nothing to do with the game itself. If there is something that you need to know about me, it's that I love Disney movies and cartoons and games. Now, I grew up watching and adore them. As an adult, I've been to a Disney park every year for the last 4 years, and I also still love playing those Disney games. So it is strange that I've never really covered any sort of Disney product for any particular length, save for a few appearances in episodes of the Retro Gaming Chart Show. Rest in peace. But it's good to finally dedicate an episode to something Disney related. So this video's inspiration came from a tweet by Chris Scullion from the excellent Tired Old Hack, and I will chuck a link in the description to his YouTube channel and site so you can check that out for yourself. But what he tweeted was so cool that I just had to actually look into this myself and share it with you guys because it is actually a pretty cool little Easter egg. It is related to a Disney game that doesn't get spoken about, well, ever. We think about Capcom's Disney titles on the 8 and 16-bit consoles as licenses that are held in extremely high regard. You know, your DuckTales, your Aladdins, your Mickey's Magical Quests. But the first game to come out of the Capcom and Disney partnership is never mentioned anywhere. Mickey Mousecapade was a game developed by Hudson Soft and released for the Japanese Famicom in 1987, before Capcom picked up the publishing rights and localised it for American audiences in 1988. Now, as far as I can tell, there is no PAL version. First impressions are not on this game's side, as from the very start you'll bear witness to one of the worst Mickey sprites ever inserted into a video game. The Famicom had been around for 4 years at this point, and this game just looks like an early release. Compare it to Doki Doki Panic or Super Mario Bros. 2 to you and me, which was released in Japan at around the same time as this game, and it's clear that Mickey Mousecapade is lacking in the visual department. Not that it fares any better in any other department, because this game plays pretty poorly. So I guess you're wondering why I'm dedicating an entire video to this game, to the point where I spent £10 on this terrible cartridge. Well, it's not the game's digital form that I care about, but it's the physical one. In this situation, it is the cartridge that's special. No, it's not rare or even highly desirable. There is nothing special about the outside of this game, the labels, the manual, the box or anything like that. But as in all of us, it is the inside that counts. So let's break open this sucker and see what the point of all this build-up is. Using my precise game opening tools that basically amounts to a fancy screwdriver, if I open this cartridge up, you'll see that there is a lot of empty space. This is nothing different, as the same is true of many other NES games. But if we take the PCB out, turn it around and look closely, there is either an incredible coincidence or one of the coolest hidden Mickeys you've ever seen. Now, if you look closely, you can see a tiny Mickey Mouse just above the cartridge pins. Now, as far as I know, there are no other games that have this mark. I have other NES cartridges, including Capcom's DuckTales, and they don't have any hidden Mickeys, which makes me think that this is more than just a coincidence. It is my belief that this was most certainly intentional, especially when you factor in that hidden Mickeys are a Disney Easter egg that has spanned decades. The story goes that the idea of hidden Mickeys originated when the Disney company were developing and building Epcot, the Walt Disney World theme park that Walt Disney himself planned to be an experimental prototype community of tomorrow, hence the name. After Walt died and the project's focus was changed to be a more educational entertainment based attraction, they wanted to keep Disney's characters away from the park. The team that designed the park, famously known as Imagineers, decided to make sure a little Disney magic was still a part of the Epcot experience, so they snuck in subtle nods to Mickey Mouse in the form of recognisable silhouettes and profiles of the mascot. Since then, these hidden Mickeys have made their way into every form of Disney entertainment, spreading throughout the theme parks and related merchandise, and of course you're bound to see one in the occasional Disney movie as well. So with that knowledge, doesn't it make sense that this tiny Mickey silhouette was completely and utterly intentional? And isn't that just a really cool Easter egg for a game that's otherwise not really worth talking about? So with that in mind, I want you guys to tell me in the comments what your favourite Disney game is. So tell me, what is the best Disney game in your opinion, or do you have multiple games that you want to talk about? As always, let me know in the comments as usual. So I will be back next week with another video, but until then, please take the time to share this video with your friends or on social media, on Reddit or Twitter, anywhere that you can, or even on Facebook. That would be really great. It will do me a massive favour. I'll be back next week with another video about gaming, of course, so I shall see you next week. Have a good week. Bye.